literally what you just did, you said because it's mentioned in the book, therefore you believe it. So you believe God, the woman's private part was bigger than God. You believe that?
This is where Shamsi shoots himself in the foot, so to speak, by implying that God is bigger than the woman's private parts. By virtue of him asking, of course, do you believe that the woman's private parts is bigger than God? Because if you're suggesting that God is bigger than a woman's private parts or the body, I don't want to keep saying those words, then you are suggesting that your God has a form. Because to be bigger than something is to have a physicality to yourself. You can only measure something to say it's bigger if it has some type of physical dimension to it. And if you have a physical dimension to yourself, then you are definitely finite to some degree because you are taking up space. For you to be measured, you can only measure something that has space around it, of course. So that would be illogical. And this is what the Muslims who use this argument against Christians, and I'm not even Christian, this is where they fail to see that they are limiting God or putting their God, Allah, in a box, in a physical box, by saying he's bigger, using that word, bigger, taller. You can say greater and mean size, or you can also mean magnitude of like essence or importance and stuff like that. But when they're using it in terms of size, by suggesting that God cannot be a baby, they are limiting their own God by suggesting that their God is also a form. So even if their God is bigger than Mary, their God is not bigger than space. It cannot be the creator of space. Because again, to have a physical dimension to yourself, to be bigger than something, means that you are both within space for you to be measured against to see that one is bigger. I'm speaking very simply. Now, I know some of you may push back against me and say, no, he didn't mean bigger. Or even if he did mean bigger, what he really means is essence. Or you could even say he's wrong. What he should have said is Allah is greater in essence or as a being. Still, if you are measuring Allah against so-called creation, then there must be some way, some methodology, some apparatus by which you can actually measure these things. Otherwise, you're just imagining it. You're just using your mind. You're just assuming and imagining it because it maybe says so in the book. And as he said, oh, just because you see something in the book, therefore it's real. But then you'll be doing the same thing. So again, whenever you're saying that your God is bigger than creation in terms of size, you are essentially saying that your God also takes up space, but it's just bigger than creation. Do you see how simple this is to follow logically?